The questions remain the same in each of these interviews. The power lies in hearing these amazing answers. My name is Tony Reese, and it is with a great privilege and honor I present to you this installment of My Life Lessons Showcasing Senior Adults. Hi there. Thank you so much for being part of this interview series, My Life Lessons Showcasing Senior Adults. So, Mr. Glauner, take a moment and tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I was born, raised on a farm. Family from 6 boys and two girls.
Wow.
All I might say all the family was never born any of them in the hospital.
All born at home.
We had a large farm up near Alberson. My father was very unfortunate. He passed away when he was 42. He had a tumor growing in the brain. Lancaster Hospital would never touch it. And he only lasted a couple years with spells of just passing out. So he left mother with 8 children and over a 100-acre farm back in 1922. He died in June of 1922, 42 years old. Mother was same age. But my brother Emerson, 16, and I was 14, we took over the farm. Between mother and a sister in between, we run a dairy farm, and Dad had the crops planted this spring, but he passed away, but the next spring we had it to do. I really missed about 90% of 5th and 6th grade of school working on the farm. And but we got along, and someone wanted to buy the farm, and 2 years afterwards his mother sold it, said the work was too hard for us. But we didn't think so.
But you still work a farm today, you told me.
Well, I don't work the farm. I bought that place just to get away.
I see.
When I had a business.
Okay.
I had a plumbing, heating, and air conditioning business, a sheet metal shop.
Now, you have given me permission to call you Dutch, correct?
That's right.
Okay.
Everybody calls me Dutch.
Then I shall as well. Now, Dutch, you have celebrated a special birthday, correct? How you were sharing with me earlier your wonderful age. Can you share with the audience how old you are?
Did.
How old are you, Dutch?
I'm 106.
You are 106 years old.
Yes.
And I cannot believe that. That is fantastic. And you told me you're still driving.
Oh, yes. I just got my driver's license about, going on 2 months ago, and they're good to 2020.
That's fantastic. All right, Dutch, well, let's go into the questions, okay? Okay. So, Dutch, how would you define a great life?
Well, I was always liked to have a loving life. We had a loving family, all got along great together, and I always had love for people and to help them and just be a normal person. And I did some things for people that they were very appreciative of. Financially, more or less, which I wasn't. I'm from an average, might say, poor family, but.
So you would define a great life as being loving?
Yes.
And helping people.
Yeah.
You told me that you have been at the Highlands for a very long time, correct?
Yeah.
25 years, I think you said?
Yeah, it'll be 26 this October.
Okay, so you define a great life as being loving. So how does the Highlands help you maintain that loving life?
Well, to begin with, we thought we ought to get in somewhere and tell Mrs. Glauner losing her eyesight. So I was actually signed in up at Willow Valley, but I didn't like their agreements. My daughter was with us, and she said if we had time, she'd like us to come from Lancaster and stop here. And we got an appointment and had an interview with the place and decided this was it. And we've been, both of us was very well pleased with the things. The people were friendly, and the whole place just seemed like friendship. And we felt we were secure here, and the food was good, and everything just worked out fine.
So it fits into the way you like to live your life.
Yes.
This facility helps to facilitate that for you.
Yes.
Okay. Who were your heroes or role models when you were a child, Dutch?
Oh, my father had a brother, Uncle John, we called him. He was never married, and he traveled a lot, but he always come back to the farm when Dad had a lot of work to do, and he made a lot of us children. And one great thing when he come, he had the things that was hard to get to eat around our vicinity, especially Christmas time. A big box of oranges. Well, if you got one orange a year, you thought you had something. But he brought a big box and candy and all that stuff. And he was always around to help Dad when he was in need. And he was one of our role models. And some other people that, you know, in the community we know were, and farmers seemed like it was just a big friendly organization, you know, around the other farms, and kids going to school together and so forth.
So the role models or the heroes for you were those who really went out of their way to work as hard.
Yeah.
Okay. Dutch, what would surprise people the most to learn about you?
Well, I know one thing that surprises most of them is maybe in a strange place or someplace, it comes around to age or something is said about it, and then they get inquisitive, and I ask them to guess my age.
And what do they normally say?
A lot of them guess, well, I had just a short time, a man and a woman guessed 86.
Okay. Okay.
I've had them guess 75, and in that normal range for around 80 some. And when I tell them 106, I almost have to prove it.
Oh my gosh. So people are surprised by your age.
Yeah, I guess I don't look the age I am.
Well, no, that's quite true. You don't. But it's
so
wonderful.
I have a lot of fun with that.
Yeah. What's the secret to getting to 106?
Hard work. You know, on the farm, that was hard work. And actually, at 6 years old, I was helping to milk an easy cow. And then brother and I, Emerson, was 4 years older, which we helped the men all the time. When I know I was 7 years old and 8 years old, I was up on the hay wagon with a fork placing the hay. The men were pitching up, Emerson one side, me on the other. Same way when we got the grain oats into the barn, we had to get it into the hay mows, they call it. So we just worked with the men from our young life. Wow. And we wanted to do it. We weren't forced to do it. We wanted to do it.
I like that. Yeah. I really do.
Yeah.
What's been your greatest life lesson? What has been the greatest life lesson for you?
Well, Actually, I don't know really what to say except being friendly with the people and helping people, and especially family, and I helped them. And I had a wonderful mother, which was a good mother, family mother, and getting along with 7 other children in the same house, but we all got along. I remember we had one little express wagon, and we took turns using it. We didn't fight over it, we just took turns and used it. But things like that always helped me enjoy life.
That's one of the questions in this, is that how your life lesson, your greatest life lesson, is being nice and being friendly.
Yeah.
So the next question is, how did you put that into practice? And you've already spoken about taking care of family members and being nice to others. Did that contribute to you having a good life, a happy life, knowing that you are being nice to others and giving to others?
That was part of my life, doing those things, and I enjoy just helping somebody, and especially on the farm, I was called a handyman. I did a lot of fixing to things that broke down and rigging up things that worked, and that was a joy to me to do that, and others appreciated the help.
Dutch, what does love mean to you?
Well, deep love means to me that you actually loved a person. I might say my wife and I had love for each other, 78 years of marriage.
My gosh.
And I can say we never had an angry disagreement all those years. And if we didn't agree, we left it go at that. Mm-hmm. We didn't try to prove our side. Mm-hmm. And that was just love I had for everybody.
Mm-hmm. Wow, that's amazing. 78 years. That is such a tribute. That's so wonderful.
Yeah. And we had a son and a daughter. They're both living. They're in their 80s. Mm-hmm. And well. And the grandchildren, I mean, I just loved them all, you know, and I never wanted to see any disagreements amongst the family or other people.
So Dutch, what would you like your legacy to be?
Well, I don't quite figure what is meant by that.
How would you like people to remember you?
Oh, just old Uncle Dutch.
Good old Uncle Dutch?
Old Uncle Dutch.
Okay.
And the friendliness we had together, and the help that I helped with some of them. And I don't think I should go into it in this conversation, but financially, without spending any money, I helped a couple of veterans that work for us get homes, and I had 3 brothers in the service which all made it home, and I helped 2 of them get their homes, but I didn't spend money. It was just by collateral. Back in those days, you got a loan at the bank, but you had to own your lot and dig the basement and put the first floor on before you got part of that loan. Well, the only part I took in that, because they were way at the service, I felt I owed them something, And I backed them gladly to get a start up to start getting their loan. And they all made successful in getting their homes. And I did that to 2 men that worked for us.
What an amazing life. I wish I could just keep talking to you all day long, Dutch. This is so fascinating.
Yeah.
Thank you for taking your time today
Yeah.
and being part of this project with us. We really appreciate you being here today. Thank you.
Yeah.